Hello, Virgo. These are your cards for January 2023. I'm DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. Thanks for joining me today. I recommend that you check out the readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs if you happen to know all three. It'll give you the most accurate view of your month ahead. And if you'd like to learn more about online Reiki classes with me, my community Discord, Crystal Shop, or my 5 times weekly Reiki healing live stream here on YouTube, check out the description below. Let's go ahead and take a peek at your cards. Okay, so Virgo, this month is a lot of reflecting in and refining the decisions of what you're going to leave behind and what you are going to step into. And to start off, the theme card is the Six of Cups, which is it's a card of looking back. It's nostalgia. When we look back, we often tend to look back with a little bit of rose-colored glasses. We see the past as a little bit maybe more charmed than it was at the time. But ultimately, this will be a time of looking back, reevaluating, and figuring out your next steps. Where you start off the month is actually the Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords is often seen as like the thief card, and he's literally sneaking away with some swords. But he's also not the most stealth guy with all the bright red and everything. This is basically a short-sighted taking and leaving behind. It's almost like a cut and run that wasn't really well thought through. Because you're starting the month here, it's like you're ready to go, you're ready to move on, you're ready to do the things. And this is kind of like your reminder that you might want to take one last look behind, and rather than just sort of like cut and run or quickly jump, take a fine look at the details and see what is it you're leaving behind, what is it you're embracing, and when you're moving forward, what are you really looking for? When you're leaving things behind, what's really behind wanting to leave them behind? Is it better to like tie up some loose ends first? Is it better to, are you jumping to something else just to get out of where you're at? Are you really excited about where you're going? So you're coming in a little hot, and there's definitely an impetus on refining and actually like taking a second look, which is actually what Mercury retrograde, which we're in right now, is really about. It's not just about messing up our travel plans and making our phones act weird. It's really meant to be a time to focus inside and really check in with ourselves and be introspective. That would really help you at this point throughout this month, because the card that is the challenge card is the Death card. And as always, death is usually not a bad thing. It is literally showing up in your challenge, though. This is a major arcana card. This is big time endings, big time beginnings. And this is why the reading so far has said you might want to think about how you're coming in a little hot and really parse out the fine details of what you truly want to leave behind and you truly want to bring forward, and tie up the loose ends, because rather than just kind of showing up where you want to be, there's definitely some things that need to be closed in a more thorough way and in a more thoughtful way. So the challenge is going to be really closing the chapter. Additionally, some of you might find it really challenging. It's sort of like, I'm just going to go over here, but I'm not going to close this door because I kind of like it over here. This in the challenge card is saying there's going to be some doors that absolutely need to be closed just for your own benefit, and that may be challenging as well. So know that when we close these doors with a very final shutting, it does, the Death card, the black flag has the white flower on it. That's bright new life. That's actually the flower that the Fool carries at the beginning of the deck. And all of tarot is the Fool's journey. So this is making some final decisions as far as closing some things to make space in your life for what comes next. After that, we have the best way forward, which is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about, and my cat's going to come in and bless your reading. The Queen of Swords is all about new ideas, new ways forward, new methods of communication, new ventures, all about new, being open to new things. She does have a very sharp way about her, meaning that she's wise, she's extremely logical, but she also can cut. this is a much more well thought out version of swords than that Seven of Swords. What this is basically saying is when she's in her balance, so like your best course of action, when you're in your balance, use your intuition, your heart, and your communication, your intellect, your mind, and really be clear and speak clearly rather than sort of beating around the bush. Be direct rather than saying, okay, well, this is kind of just what I feel like. Think about some new ways of communicating that you may not otherwise have used that might be a benefit to you. But in general, it's being direct, it's being honest, and sometimes blunt. This is sort of like the Queen of Wands energy is very much like that friend that will happily be supportive and tell you all the good things, but will also tell you when you're kind of out of line or if your outfit doesn't look great. The friend that's going to tell you the things that you might not want to hear, but that you kind of need to hear. She's both extremely supportive and honest to a fault. So consider that type of energy and how you go through this month. Be honest, be direct, and even say the things to yourself and to others that just might not be super fun. Rather than sort of like sneaking away in the night, like, yeah, this is great, and not really being as honest as you could be. The whispers from your guides. So this is extra guidance from your spirit guides to say, this might help, or hey, this is coming your way, or anything like that. And it's actually the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, this can be an energy within you, and for many of you will actually potentially be someone else. Might even be both. The King of Wands is pretty different from the Queen of Swords. The King of Wands is all about putting all his energy and all of his efforts into what is important, what he is devoted to doing, putting all of his energy into what the main cause is, what the main target is, whatever it is that's really motivating you to make this change. So I would say with your spirit guides, lean on the people who fit this description. And if you can, embody these traits yourself, that's great, but lean on people who fit this description. Folks that are inclined to say, hey, this is what's in alignment with where I'm going. This is a goal I'm setting and I'm going for it. And this is in alignment with those goals. And these here are not in alignment with these goals. These are taking me off purpose. These are taking this is a use of my energy that holds me back from where I want to go, even if I do kind of want to be involved in it. So if you have someone in your life that's willing to cheer you on and remind you, well, remember, your end goal is this. This isn't helping you get there. It's okay to hurt feelings or have a bittersweet leaving somewhere because you're stepping in the direction that you really want to go in. If you can embody those traits on your own, all the better, but definitely seek folks out that are going to encourage you to follow what's really, truly your passion and to go ahead and you can make those cuts in a way that's as harmonious as possible, so you're just honest. The Death card isn't about punishment or being mean. The Death card is about things coming to a natural ending and then moving on to new beginnings. So with that, Virgo, I thank you so much for being here. Remember to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. They will be posted through the 3rd of January right here on this channel. I do hope to see you again soon. Remember to subscribe with your notifications on if you want to know when your February cards are available. Take care of yourselves and have a beautiful January.